Yep, we're just continuing this game anyways. I have a bit of news to share with all of you. My next normal video will not be gaming. It will actually be a showcase video of my first official Lego Transformer, who I'm calling Rollout. Yeah, Rollout. Rollout is those trucks that flatten the ground for roads. Also, he's my first part of my custom Lego Devastator. I might make Skipjack in the upcoming few hours. Barricade might come out after him, but yeah. I see a dream that felt like it should be a memory, but I don't know if I have anything left to remember. My experience, my memories, pretty much everything that makes up is gone, but even with that, I'm looking back into my past. So many, it's Aldera's dream, not mine.
Into the tavern. He didn't stop for a drink, his voice hoarse as he shouted, the Asha clan. The tavern erupted into a buzz of excitement. The patrons bombarded the messenger with questions about the duel.
Not lights, not the sea, there's stars in space. I think I've already watched this. The Emperor started and set a fragment of itself aiming towards the moon, so... Yeah, I think I've already done this.
Relaxed, clapped his hands for attention, handed the messenger a drink, and asked him to describe what happened. After moistening his throat with the fruit wine, the messenger revealed that the two sides did not fight. Turned out, the second clan had conceded their position. The tavern fell eerily silent. Back with Axe, Echo was surprised that the other side had given up so easily. Axe understood their strategy. The second clan wanted to conserve strength, wait for the Asha to be weakened in a fight with the first clan, and then return to take the second place.
The messenger.
Or even become the first. Echo was relieved there hadn't been a fight, noting that Ashes had sustained several injuries in the recent continuous battles, especially against the Blackwater clan. Ashes entered, wearing a long gown, flattened that most of the bloodstains were from her opponents. Echo looked at her worriedly, asking about her injuries. Ashes moved her body a bit and reassured her with a smile, it's nothing. Andrea had just applied some herbal medicine from leaf to ashes, telling everyone that an extraordinary witch's body was naturally stronger than that of ordinary witches. After all, they didn't need to supply their brains with nutrients, so their muscles grew quickly, and their skin was particularly thick. Ashes rolled her eyes, but, unlike usual, didn't argue with her and instead leaned back in the chair to rest. Axe looked at the two, then shifted his gaze to Ashes, thinking this was the behavior of a mature warrior. Besides eating and fighting, they used the rest of their time to rest and recover as much strength as possible. He remarked that the king had an excellent eye for choosing people. Their next steps were simple. As instructed by Roland, they just needed to start making a buzz, ensuring the whole desert knew about them, then creating topics of conversation. What remained was defeating the first clan, and then having Echo speak the king's words at the Sea of Fire in front of everyone. Echo fell silent for a moment, then clenched her fist as if to encourage herself to understand.
I'm gonna check if there's a cutscene archive.
Axe, noticing Echo's nervousness, reassured her not to worry or put too much pressure pressure on herself. No matter how many responded to them, a new order would eventually spread across the entire southernmost territory. Just then, Tulamu entered the tent, bringing a letter. The first clan had responded to the Asha's challenge request, but they demanded specific participants in the duel. Andrea, surprised, asked what they meant. Tulamu respectfully replied that the letter stated the first clan's princess, Orca,
From
wished
the
to have a
dream.
one-on-one duel with Asha.
I awakened from the dream, sagging from the drowns, as I approached the edge of the cage. The cage door can stand any amount of force, but oh fuck! No, this is new. Good morning. Did you sleep well, my prisoner? As I look up from the ground, it really hits me. Altera is so beautiful. Well, not wait. I mean, see it, but from down here, I can really see the difference in size between us. But for all her height, all the length of her limbs, she carries herself with such grace and dignity. It's it almost doesn't feel right to call her a giant or a titan. She seems like a goddess.
On the platform of burning fire. This news swept through the desert, capturing everyone's imagination.
Even if she is huge, walking apocalypse. A huge walking apocalypse. Wait, what? It almost doesn't feel right to call her. Oh, so god damn it! A huge is a huge walking apocalypse. She's still beautiful, a beautiful monster. I had an inkling of what I saw in her, but now seeing that dream, it hits me like it never before. Maybe beauty is just beauty, whatever you find it. Is something the matter? Do you have any trouble sleeping? Did I overfeed you last night? Maybe. Did I make some of my enemy programs get into the meal? They're good for your energy levels, you know, amen. I don't know what's different.
As evidence of the large holes in their chest, this is because they
Wait, what? I ate what? This enemy or just installed them? Or that got to be bad for my health, right?
Remember? The insane kind. Welcome, one and all, to the very first 24-hour cross-play challenge. No sleep, no rest, not even any TikTok. Coffee is a lifeline. Tomorrow morning, we shall be stepping into the nightmare mode of cross-play creation. But first, we must collect our supplies and prep our workspace. That means stocking up on snacks and drinks. Now, making Jackie isn't as simple as scrolling down the phone. This character is closely related to Ender, the puppet inside Worms. Glossy white mask decked out in personality. But to create this effect, a few elements exist. I made Ender in Nightmario with paper mache legs, colored in wood color and salmon smooth. But with 24 hours, drying time becomes really important. Paper mache will dry. The smoothing wood color? That could be an issue. Painting clay is also out of the question, as it's way too heavy for our home runs. Okay, so what about foam then? That stuff is light. Ah, isn't that convenient? Well, looks like our only option is to give this a go. Paper mache clay. I've never used nor even heard of this stuff. So yeah, I'm scared.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of how skipped connecting to the bottom of it. Each part I'll have to my health. Right? I thought those would be okay. I thought it might make you happier? What, like a little miracle wine before bedtime? I mean! Give me more coffee. I'm sorry, I was just kidding. I didn't mix anything. I wasn't sure if you were listening, so I thought I might tease you. I'm sorry, Master. Will you forgive me? Well, if she's apologizing that much, and she did say she was joking, but seriously, let's never actually do that. Ever! I blatantly tell her. Good morning, my drowsiness is gone now, so she doesn't need to worry about that. Oh, yes, good morning, Master. I don't know how to make an awesome good accent. What I tried recoding a bit. What do you think? Do you like it? It's not like I'm really used to this sort of thing. Not to say this is my first time, I have some experience, believe it or not. This place had absolutely nothing at first, it was just a dark, empty room. Yeah, that's why it's really, there was nothing at all. I think of an idea of what she meant. Now I've seen the dreams of her. For sure a long time there was nothing but her. In here but her. In here but her. But that one day something came to me. How can I say, well, you understand? It was very strange thing, something I never felt before. Your people would probably call it a dream? I had one about all sorts of things. I built a home here based on that experience. That's why the place you see today. I wanted to make rugs and decorations near sites, but that's still hard for me. I guess I did try to make it easier to walk on all these gold coins. What do you think? Is this better now? I think it's better than before. Than being stuck in a cage, but she did spend all night making it, so I outright be thankful. Thanks, Altair, but next time I can request something more civilized. Of course, thank you so much. Thank goodness. I'm glad you enjoy it. Well, so...
Wandering around Hobby Lobby, I was able to gather the rest of our supplies and set the stage back in the workshop. Now that we have everything we need, I must see you in the
And
morning.
I should you not.
Welcome!
She gets a wolf with angel wings.
Circle and the triangle punch. How quick! I've never seen such a quick guy busting quiet on this slope. This weird meteorite-looking thing. What if I told you Optimus Prime has a secret ability where he can detect Decepticons nearby, sort of like Ratchet's ability?
The more terrible level suggests you want.
If a werewolf dies by their own organ donor, does someone get a new kidney that turns into a wolf kidney once a month? Imagine having a feeling of pure bloodlust radiate from one side of your mid-back approximately every 28 days. I don't need to imagine. If a werewolf dies by their own organ donor, does someone get a... Morning, Tsunami.
Quickly, Zekrom! Use a track! You might actually be the ugliest Pokemon I've ever seen in my life! And somehow I'm in love! Quickly!
He is an ending act. Question. Can you become a millionaire of farming similar to 22 with... OMG, finally!
The golden-haired golden boy, falling for tales of a golden steed. Priceless! But no more horsing around. Say your prayers! Wait, let's talk about this!
OMG, great. Now that everybody's here, can I get your class?
I'm playing a barbarian.
Awesome, a tank. Different party. And you?
I'm playing the ranger.
Great, that's a variety. I like that. And you're gonna play... Oh, yes. Guessing no wait.
That's right, Artificer!
Yeah, I would do that. Just come dressed up as a wizard and then just pull out a goddamn 12 gauge. That's right. What that be?
Now that everybody's here, can I get your class?
I'm playing a barbarian.
Awesome, a tank. Different party. And you?
I'm playing the ranger.
Great, that's a variety. I like that. And you're gonna play... Oh, yes. Guessing no poison.
That's right, Artificer!
Pull out fucking hell. Could you put that somewhere? I'm the guy who plays Artificer. I'm glad you enjoy it, but this first place is for you and I. So even if it's just a little, I want to make it a little bit better.
This guy's destroying all the flowers because he was dumped on Valentine's Day. Well, actually, this is the tulip
topping method. A dedicated tractor will pick up the flowers, so all the energy and nutrients do not go to the flower, but to the bulb. And that way, bulbs can grow even bigger and prettier tulips. This guy's... Did you know when Bumblebee was about to get executed by...
To me, this cave is all I have. From my perspective, I'm a bit envious of my outer self. I was able to obtain a container. I was able to obtain a container like yourself, and freedom as though I could be both a Hercules and myself. I can travel to a new land of seraphims as a soul servant, but, well, this cave is still so small. Her smile is in that moment. I can understand her feelings.
This is an iPhone camera screen protector, and when you place it over your camera just right, you get crystal clear quality and protection. But if this screen gets compromised, so does your quality and protection. The same applies to our life. We can view this world through the lens of man, fractured, broken, hopeless, or we can view this world through the lens of God, love, redeemed. This is an iPhone camera screen protector. Great foods you have to try in Japan. Starting up with jiggly cat jelly. It tastes like pudding.
I am the villain.
Coffee, boys.
I'm a good. No, thank you.
Follow me. I hate this fun.
Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Mario, I think we need to find another job.
Coffee.
The hell?
Whoa. I found some of this Photoshop in real life.
You see that?
Yeah?
That's tall grass. If you had a Pokemon, you could go in there.
Why? Can't I go in there if I don't have a Pokemon? Hot Rod cares for his friends. In the last night after Hot Rod acknowledged Squeaks for destroying that giant gun, you look closely during the final battle. He also took him in his hands to protect him from the enemies. Hot Rod...
Am I allowed to steal the customer's water to wash their home? There are mixed opinions about this. Some people don't realize that using $2 worth of water is no big deal. Are you gonna sit there and tell me that I need to write you a check for the water used? I'm not trying to hear it. If you're just getting into pressure washing, you don't need to bring your own water. Always use the customer's water. Am I okay?
Let's give him a head start. Why not? It's not like you can transform. Oh, yeah? Ireland's biggest gaming event.
Who are you punks? We're the Samurai Rangers. Turn off the central heat. Be so awesome. Be so cool. It would be the most... Where do villains come from in D&D? Well, when a mommy villain and a daddy villain hate each other very much, they... No, I mean, like, how do they keep popping up fully realized one after the other? Like, for instance, in your average game of D&D, you often have multiple BBGs to spearhead individual arcs. But looking at the world at large implies that there are truly a staggering amount of individuals enacting similar but unrelated plans for world domination around the same time. Like, where do they keep coming from? I mean, disregarding suspension of disbelief in favor of the plot, I really don't know. Maybe they have a union. Or it's the party's fault. What? Just hear me out. I want to play in a campaign where we are responsible for the villain we're fighting. Like you took part in their backstory? No, I mean like we are their backstory. Explain. The campaign will follow a low-tier adventuring party looking to make some quick coin. But since they can't take on higher-level villains, they decide to fabricate one for themselves. They hire an actor, get them set up in an evil castle, and start terrorizing the locals. However, later on, the actor gets an ego and decides that they like the role of the villain a little too much,
And now it's up to the party to defeat the enemy they themselves created. Where do villains...
Mama, there a big duck going.
I think maybe he smells something.
He's a monster.
Dad, I know you're in there. Oh, why are we here?
We are hungry.
Sorry to hear that, but there's no food for you here.
We've come for a sheep.
Every one of them sheep down there belong to my master, which means they're protected by me.
There are many of us and only one of you.
How many?
50.
Less.
10. There's enough of us. We could kill you.
You could, but it'll cost you at least one.
Mama.
Jurassic Park but with Pokemon, but it takes place in our world. Scientists were able to create real-life Pokemon and wanted to open...
What did Alligator Loki do that caused the TVA to prune him? When Loki meets his other variants after being
Turn off the sentence. You have implied some epic
Her feeling the emptiness and loneliness, and all the longing. The dream of running through the fields must be running through her head non-stop. As heroic and powerful as she is, I have to ask myself, which of us is more of a prisoner? She's been here much longer than I. This cold stone town. I feel the cold sink in. No. I start to notice it. Not my sympathy or compassion I feel exactly, but what I feel a sense of purpose. I'm not fighting the moon cell for the moon cell's destruction or for the Ember Star as much as I thought about those things since I gave Altera a cold cast. To let her walk. What I'm fighting for is to free Altera, to let her walk freely in the outside world again. She can't do it without me. I can fight if for me? Huh. It's wonderful to hear you say, but you shouldn't. You can't. It's not loud, please. You're only building up false hopes for yourself. Then I do step out of the cavern. I will be a conqueror and destroyer of the moon cell. You're a human. No human wants the Ember Star to come here. No human even knows what the fuck the Ember Star is. Some might want to see the moon cells conquered, but to see Earth destroyed along with it. But you see the impossibility of that, don't you? I see the impossibility, but there's other possibilities impossibilities at work here too. I don't want the world to end, and especially with me in it, on it. But at the same time, I'm a master who has made a contract with Altera. When I'm fighting by her side, I'm not fighting for the end of the world. I'm fighting purely for Altera's sake. For that, I'm proud to stand by her side. I don't really have any memories in a way. So in a way, this counts as my first decision. Maybe I have more questions later, but for now, I have to go with my gut. Oh, you're playing house pathetic! No, not you, Liz! Stop, Liz. That's the one thing I know I have to say. Shut the fuck up, Liz. You're in my cave again. Of course I am. We're equal allies, remember? But besides that, you are gonna stay all bored up in the Zero Dark forever. Hurry up and start taking over Sheriff. That's your mission. The Red Star, the Red Saber and Blue Caster, while you've been prompting yourself, those two have gotten pieces of the regulars. Now listen here, clock's ticking. You're up against a couple of small fry, but that doesn't mean you can't shake off if you're not paying attention. Pieces of the regulars? Ray decided to commit to this, but the realization of what that means is sinking deeper and deeper. I'm going to war to conquer all of Seraph, hearing someone else. Hold on, did she say about Red Saber and Blue Caster? Why do I know those names and nostalgic feelings are drilling from inside me? So wait, before I can get to... What's with that weird face, little girl? Oh, I get it! You don't remember what your deal is, or the regulars, not even Saber or Caster. And that was worrying you about you were playing along with that cage. That's why you've been going on. You've been keeping quiet about it, Mr. Giant. You don't want to hear it either, don't you? That's right. Let's tell the little story of who used to be. Huh? What is she talking about? Her laugh keeps reverberating through my skull. It's pissing me off! Past is gone, and I know that. Sure, doesn't anything matter now? Different before, but who I used to be? What could that have to do with the here and now? But there she is, ready to talk about me before I woke up in this cavern. Now listen here! This is a story about a little girl who scared her all across the pieces, and it's pitiful. You don't even know. You're nothing but a shell, without a mind or soul, see? Cyberframe needs those two things to plus a body, and you're just a body. Do you know what that mind and soul are? They're not here with this imposter, they're with the real servants. Once you've already made contracts with, your mind flew back to the main servant, your soul flew to with the sub-servant. Well, Liz isn't lying, I can't tell by the way Altara's looking at me. Come treat the original true servant I formed a contract with. Just by the record, don't blame Altara for that, she didn't split you. If you were thinking you did that to yourself, you and the regulars were the Mooncell's one defender against the Emerald Star. We had you trapped and you split yourself and tried to get away. All you left behind here was the turd of the ring and that body of yours, an empty cell, like a corpse. Looks like Alchemy miscalculated, though who'd have guessed the body alone would have still had its own free will. There's a term for this, the tip of my tongue. Residency consciousness, that's what they call it. The emotions of a tool left behind on the tool, or what? Basically, agony, remnant, and all that shit from FNAF. Wait, yeah, not including remnant. Basically, just pure emotion. Is that all I am? Master. I see, that's why I understand, or at least I feel like it makes more sense now. That must be why I feel so empty. Assuming Elizabeth isn't lying, then that makes all sense, although I never guessed I was missing both the mind and the soul.
You've applied some epic freaking curses, man. What was the curse?
That his mortal enemy have both immortality and permanent
Evil Knight's turn is over. It's now the rogue's turn. I'm gonna sneak my way behind the knight and try to go ahead and roll 2 attacks. No, I'd like to drop this into his pocket. I rolled a 27 for stealth. You have no problem sneaking past him, but what is this? It's Darren's instant fortress. I use the command word and run away. Instant fortress. Oh no. Evil Knight's turn is over. It's now the rogue's turn. I'm pointing knives back. Who were you taunting earlier? What was her name? Your mom? Is this spirit being a smartass by saying that it was touching your mom? Who are you taunting? This guy is setting his paintings on fire, but it's not what you think. Hey man, do you ever wonder why people started drinking coffee out of mugs instead of regular cups? Oh, that's because people who drink coffee tend to have a better handle on life.
Food. Pause this. Sorry, that I'm back. Apparently, my fucking idiot dipshit of an uncle forgot to order the motherfucking food. That's annoying. Mine is so. So I really am just an so on sorry, what the fuck?
change from their bacon, even though that main game prelude is still amazing, and the game's made really fun to play. Pokemon game, look, this cook just broke the internet with his unique dish. He grabs a block of tofu and starts cutting it.
Are you sure that's tofu, not just cake? Maybe I can flip these wheels in. It's likely I could make that thing look much better. Huh? Why are you all moping out there? Are you doing an impression of the sad little human? It doesn't really work when you're that humongous. Who cares anyways, right? Your master is just a tool. Has been from the start. You're a titan, remember? If having a master helps you smash things, fine, but once you've put that regulars together, you can toss the master in the junk pile. Yep.
In South Carolina, a new method for changing tires has been devised. So this innovation, called Curb Trailer Aid, is set to replace the traditional jack. As it's capable of supporting a 20,000-pound trailer and providing 6.5 inches of lift, it's an excellent tool for replacing trailer tires. In South Carolina...
What's something that's been ruined for forever? So I'm in this group chat for local moms, and one of the other members suggests starting a weekly playdate club, which is a great idea. Almost immediately, another mom replies, isn't so you can get info on other women's husbands so you can cheat with them, like you cheated with mine? Now the playdates are dead, but I've got some delicious ramen to go with lunch. What's something?
Destroy the orange ball. This one has to touch that one.
Same size as the foot. Junk pile. After all, just leave it to me. I'll take out the trash and pay back all my debts. That kept the master in the first place, and don't tell me things have changed. You're the vanguard on the star. All you need to care about is control and following orders. Everything else is just extraneous data. It's all getting scrapped anyways, right? Anyway, right? Just think of the regulars as the main course, and the little girl is the tiny toy that comes with the dinner. Sounds good, Mrs. Sarah? Please shut the fuck up again. Man, their timing sucks. Who is that this time? Let's see. Chuckles. Speak of the devil, the blue caster is trying to invade the Zero Dark as we speak. They're not here yet, but they'll get here soon. So that's what you're going to do about. You're not just gonna have to leave them, are you, Altera? Into the fire it is, then. We'll have to eliminate obstacles one by one. Perhaps the battle master, if you want. Fight right for my sake, now's the time. Here's how it would be green. Alright, Altera! Wrong! Wrong, she's wrong, that woman. Even when she's right, she's wrong. What was that reaction? It's not like her at all. I didn't know Tara getting obsessed, but you're Tara. Well, I'm not used to seeing her like this. You're not a toad. The regulars is the toad. You're my master. I see she's thinking about what Elizabeth said. Maybe she thinks I believe Sir Elizabeth. Why the fuck is she Sarah? What? We're talking to fucking Altera. She's Sarah, not fucking Elizabeth. She must be making her anxious. Then I thought of Altera and anxious together. Even knowing that Taylor Altera could feel that way, Hero Altera always came across as cold eyes until now. Then again, Altera did say from the start that the two of them were the same person, just different faces of the one person. So I guess that do feel the same thing. Oh, sorry.
This is a TNT slide. Flick this lever to spawn upload.
Look, this man ties a magnet to a rope, and as soon as he throws it on the sand, a lot of small iron particles get stuck to it, so he removes them and collects them in a container. People started thinking that he is mad, but when he pours a strange chemical on it and stirs it for a few seconds, it gains magnetic powers.
Oh, but he just wants one like you.
Look, this is Walter Hoyt, the main character of the Beyblade Burst series, and this is Beyblade Valtryek. Now, I bet you didn't notice that Valtryek V2 actually had a little spot for a level chip. No, hold on. Let me check that, because I got that same Beyblade. Wait, why doesn't this have the same hole? This is Walter Hoyt.
Wait, I'm
Literally never called me either, sir. Well, I've never told you that I can't throw a boomerang, but I am no killer. You just didn't happen to.
Turning to be true.
Oh, God.
Half the elements barely make sense. Like, Rainbow Dash being loyalty is fine, it's just not very specific. All the mainsticks are loyal to each other, and I don't really see how Artie is any more or less loyal than the rest of them. I'd swap her with Flash Magnus and make her element bravery. Likewise, Rarity being generosity works, but I think a more specific word for her would be sacrifice or altruism. She was willing to cut off her own tail for Steve and Magnet, get covered in mud for Sweetie Belle, and she sacrifices her time a lot, like when she made outfits for her sister's play despite being on a strict schedule. And this would make a lot of sense if...
What is the weirdest fact you know? One, apparently, the way children start to hate their parents in puberty is an evolutionary way to prevent anything weird happening between you and them. Which makes sense, like how babies are cute so we actually take care of them. Two, when you get a kidney transplant, they leave the old ones in unless there's a reason to remove them. Cancer, etc. I currently have 5. 2 original, 2 failed transplants, 1 functioning transplant. 3. Elephants can't jump. They're the only mammal that can. They're also the only one with 4 knees. 4. Booby trap backwards is part of it. 5. Bees can experience time like we do. So,
Time Lord didn't go through a time like you.
I tell her not to worry about what Elizabeth thinks. I'll tell her I know she doesn't feel that way about me, because if she did, I'd be dead by now. Right, of course! Alright, that has no need to talk. Let's not talk about it.
Hey, buddy, what you making?
Well, it's 1933.
Wait, I...
Liz Goldberg had one principle. Even though the fairway ahead was blocked by tall trees, and most people would choose to take a sharp turn before hitting the green, Jenny's principle was to hit a straight shot no matter what. She aimed the ball directly toward the green and then hit it with all her might. But to get the ball through the dense forest, brute force and luck alone wouldn't suffice. As expected, the ball hit a tree trunk and lost its momentum, falling straight down from the air. But Jenny had achieved the result she wanted. Her first shot had covered more than half the distance. She was sure this would mess with her opponent's
Yeah, no need. I'll tell. This is the first time we met. You formed me the hand. Well, that's the first, and no hurry if you will. I see happiness in her face and a little bit of shyness, and that happiness is surprises me more than the regulars. I didn't know I cared so much about that, but that I heard from her, well, it's like she turned all, all the lights on. Alright, time to go. Time for the two of us to fight side by side. Right, there's one more thing I need to tell you about. Sometimes I talked to Jen. Just as Elizabeth said, you're the body. And the digital bodies aren't meant to survive in fragments, especially not in long term. In order to stabilize, you need the other two. You need to fuse with the mind and soul, but don't worry. All you have to do is to be my prisoner, no matter what. As long as you stay that way, at the very least you'll be able to survive. Now time to go to war. Witness for yourself how powerful your servant is. Technically you're all my servants. Technically we're fighting one of my other servants. Alright, yeah. Now, when I will awaken from this dream.
キャスター、ライダー、攻めどころが敵セクターを一息に落とす。
我が軍が敗北寸前とは。急げマスター、マスター。全てを消し去ろう。私にかかればセクターの制圧なんてちょちょいのちょいです。行きましょう。阻むものですべて排除します。
ほう、複数同時攻撃か。これは序盤が最難関と見たぞ。
そこだ。
高ランクのセクターを制圧しろ。守りに徹していても押し負けるぞ。
ジャンヌ・ダンク、敵を破壊せよ。無益な戦いではないと信じます。私は止められない。その文明を破壊する。消えろ。砕け散れ。軽いな。その文明を覚悟するがいい。そこだ。砕け散れ。許し。味方が攻められている。防衛に行くぞ。我が虜。我が領土を奪うというのか。面白い。その挑戦を応じよう。そこだ。その文明を破壊する。いらぬ手間を取った。次の戦場に急ごう。
ようやく防衛したが、その
Right, right,
私の
right,
肉は
yeah,
甘
right,
く
just
絞
right,
りますよ。
ようやく防衛したが、その程度の差しそちらで何とかせよ。
あなたとは性格的に近しいものを感じますが、ここは戦場ですよね。出会った以上生き残るのは一気だけだ。確かにお前とは気が合いそうだ。味方が攻められている。急ぐぞ。このままでは制圧される。早急に撃退する。もう500体も撃破するとは。これは私も負けてはいられませんね。全てを消し去ろう。味方が攻められている。防衛に行くぞ。我が虜。我が領土を奪うという。その挑戦を応じよう。我が国の勝利です。気を緩めていきましょう。その文明を破壊する。
だが褒めねばなるまい。
Return to battle. Sorry, I just had to take a break. Well, we lost, so see you guys in the next video.
レジムマトリクスが完成してしまったか。
Bye bye.
我ら